Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to Curry Kitchen. So I hope you guys are having fun so far. Had a very productive or enjoying, relaxing get together with your family and friends for Easter. Well, we're back into reality, so I wanted to show you a recipe that we love. So as I promised, will be making seafood. Seafood is the hero for today's menu. So I have the king of all seafood, which is lobster. So we'll be working with that. Hello, hello. If you're joining us, we are making lobster, spicy roasted lobster tail. I got 2 of those ready to go. And we'll also be making some coconut rice. So this is actually a requested video from our viewers. So thank you so much for all your requests and shares and love that you guys been showing us so far. And if you haven't started following us, please do, so you will be updated when the next video comes out, or any of the latest photos or tips or tricks that I can share with you. That'll be all notified to you. So without further ado, we are going to start with our marination process. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, thank you. And by the way, I would just want to make sure that you all know that all the ingredients that you see or that I'm using in this recipe is already linked to our store. So feel free to check that out. There are more other stuff more other stuff in the store as well. So I got all of those listed out for you. I did a lot of homework for you guys, making your life so easy. Alright, so I hope you will check it out, and check out the carousel on the bottom of the screen, and they will also pop up with all the ingredients that we'll be using for today's menu. So we are going to be making coconut rice. That's a Kerala style, South Indian style coconut rice. And to go along with that, we'll be making spicy. You could adjust the spiciness according to your desire, but we are going to be making spicy roasted lobster tail. Okay, so I can barely talk because that's how it's so good. You guys have to try it. So for that, what I did, I took 2 lobster tails, right? And once you get your lobster, there's a head, the big giant bone. We don't need that. We're just using this lobster tail. When you get it, we cut it through the middle so that we can devein in the middle and just start working with it, right? How are we doing so far? All good? Thumbs up? Thumbs up? Yeah? Hello, hello, hello? Yes, so what I have a screen here, you guys, so that I can see all your comments and stuff. So please do drop down a screen or chat how you guys are feeling so far, if there's any future recipes that you'd like to see, and we can do that too. So let's talk about lobster. What I did was cut just the shell and right through the middle, and I deveined it, so it's very easy, so that we can rub all that masalas in here. The masala is just a group of spice blends that we put together, right? So that's called the masala. But anyway, this is how I got it. It's clean, and I'm not going to take it all the way out because for presentation purposes and whatnot, you can if you wish to. So therefore I got the 2 tails all set to go. And these are the cold water lobster tails. So it doesn't matter if it's warm water or cold water. No, not really. But the taste wise, there is a bit of difference comparing the 2. And I really like the cold water one. So we stick on with that. Anyway, to change things around, that's why I choose these. We don't consume it as much as we do with fish because it's kind of expensive. And I agree. I mean, how often, once you go to your store or restaurant or something, how often do you order a lobster tail for yourself? I mean, that's a lot of calories, right? But for special functions, special celebrations, we go a little bit above our normal routine. Okay, so for this, I have green ginger garlic paste. Now I made this at home, and then I just swifted out of that solution. So we need just about 1.5 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. And by the way, in about a few minutes, I'm going to be having all this recipe written down. It's going to pop on my screen, and it's going to be easy for you guys to take a screenshot or whatnot. And so in case if you want to cook it later on, you can do that, or you can come back to curry.live. You can see me cook again with you and just make it around that time too. So for that, first thing what we're going to do is, this is really hot water, and we need some tamarind in here. So for that, I'm using Cambodge. Cambodge actually comes in a package like so. It's easily available at most of the Indian stores. So Cambodge is in the family of tamarind. This is dry. It's actually a fruit, and we dry it, and this is how you get it, right? So I got 2 pieces of that, which has been washed and all good to go. We're going to pour some water in there to get the concentrate. So let me do this. Instead of adding the water in here, you won't be able to see that concentration coming up. We're going to drop it into our warm water or hot water. Okay, let's get that going. Let this baby sit, because we need that when we are making the curry. The next thing what I'm going to be making is the masala. All right, for that we need to season this with some nice salt. You could use sea salt or the regular salt, whichever one you have on hand, and we're going to just season this. I'm just going to make a space in the middle so that I have enough space here. So I'm just going to put some salt in the middle, our ginger garlic paste. So with that, when you really need something, it just gets stuck in there. Okay, so let's use a tablespoon and a half of ginger garlic paste, along with some Kashmiri red chilli and the paprika. So the Kashmiri red chilli powder is going to give the nice red color, the rich color without the flavor, strength of spiciness, right? So that's the Kashmiri chilli that I got, and this is the paprika that I'm going to be using. The paprika is going to be spicy, so according to your desire, how spiciness, you can add more or less. I'm adding about a teaspoon or so here. Okay, want that masala to go in there to the meat and just absorb all that flavor. If you want to, you could use a squeeze of lime or lemon, whichever one that you have on hand, no problem. And that's about it. We're just going to marinate this with some turmeric powder. Got all my words all mixed up here today. Okay, got that. What a handy tool that is. That is to save your time when you're cooking. So we actually use that quite often. I'm using the gloves to get that nice thick consistency here, and we're going to just make sure that it gets all in there into our, so just spread this across and just rub that masala in, so that that meat, that seafood, the lobster is going to be full of flavors. Okay, let's put that all up in there. We're going to be frying this, not in deep frying, but we're going to be frying this, so wait it out. Make sure this gives enough time to absorb all that flavor. So we're going to marinate this and keep it aside for about, I don't know, I would say close to at least 10 minutes, because it's seafood. We don't want it to sit on the countertop for a long time. How are you guys doing? Where are you guys watching from? How was your Easter? Please drop down and let me know how your Easter was. We had a fabulous time with our family. After so long, we were able to get together in a park, following the guidelines of healthcare providers, and just being, able to meet in the open space so that we are not crowding everybody. Kids got a good chance to play outside. It was a beautiful weather, and yeah, so this is how the bottom looks like. Okay, how many of you have tried cold water lobster? I mean, they're back in season now. Not every so often that you get these. So when you get them, try them out. Okay, try them out. Okay, let's get the next one going. Just open it wide and just place that masala all in there. It is going to be a spicy dish like I mentioned earlier. So let's do that. I got some lovely attractions coming your way. So this next thing that we're going to be making is coconut rice, and that is actually a requested video from one of our viewers, and you can view all these recipes on our channel as well, so please do check that out. At this time I'm going to show you my ingredients and the measurements, so if you would like to take a screenshot of that, please do, or else it's fine, come back and watch it, we can all have fun. Okay, so I coated my lobster very well, right? It's very important that we give enough time for that flavors to absorb. So this is done. I'm just going to wash up. I'm going to show you. In the meantime, I'm going to pop up my ingredients list on your screen as you see right now. That's the whole ingredients that we need to make this lobster roast. Spicy roasted lobster tail. So please take a screenshot and I'll show you how it all comes together. Beautiful. I got my kiddos to they've learned a new techniques of how to roll it nice and fancy. I got my kitchen towels all rolled up. Thank you, my lovely kids. Yes, it's always good to have a kitchen towel at somewhere near you. Okay, so we're just gonna pop this in the back counter so it's not disturbing. Let that sit for about 10 minutes and then we're gonna come back and show you how to do all the rest of it. Okay, in the meantime, let's get working on our coconut rice. Okay, coconut rice is simple. Very, very simple. That itself is a big dish. I mean, you don't need anything else. If you have papadum, I showed you that before. Papadum, yogurt, the salad, that itself is a great combination. But if you like to change things around and you're not a seafood fan, you can absolutely have this with beef roast. Oh, that's really good. Or chicken roast. I already have a chicken roast, the Kerala style chicken roast. I already showed that, I believe, in the second or third live session that we did. That's where my daughter came in and we made chapati. So if you like to check that out, please do go back to curry.live and you can see that. In the meantime, I'm going to heat up a good medium-sized wok here. While that wok is heating up, let's run through all the ingredients we'll be using for our coconut rice. Now for coconut rice, I have, of course you need coconut oil because that flavor of coconut is what's going to give that good punch of coconut all throughout that dish. So therefore, because it is wok and because it's a gas stove, it's going to heat up fast. So I'm just going to lower my flame so that it is ready for me. Okay, best thing to do for coconut rice, you could use any type of rice. Sona Masuri rice, basmati rice, jeera rice. So those are very common. Now what I did, I took 1 cup of basmati rice, soaked it in water, washed it a couple of times, soaked it in water for screaming out. I'm just gonna turn it off. Okay, and I soaked it for 20 minutes and then I boiled some water and added all that rice in there, cooked it, popped it in my fridge so that it dries out so that it doesn't break up on me, right? So therefore this is 1 cup of basmati rice that I am using. If you like to see which brand it is, it's already linked to the store right at the bottom. Use the carousel to check that out. And what now we're going to do is pour in about a tablespoon of coconut oil. Not a lot, just a tablespoon. Okay, into that we're going to add 1 teaspoon of mustard. Okay, I'm going to ask my crew here to pop up that the coconut rice recipe. It's going to pop up in your screen here pretty soon so that you guys can follow along too.
Yeah, it's up.
It is up. All right, so our pan is smoking up. It's just few ingredients that just changes this dish all around. Okay, so go that extra mile to get the freshly grated coconut. Now I already mentioned how I do it. I use our traditional method of shredding our coconut. So I have that also linked in. Somebody was asking about that. I got you covered, buddy. I forgot your name, but I got you covered. Like I said, you guys can use the chat to drop down your messages, and I will get to them as well. So my mustard is doing its dance. We're going to add just a pinch, quarter teaspoon of cumin. Okay. Into that oil goes in chana masala, chana dal. Chana dal is just 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of urad dal and 1/4 cup of cashews. Okay, that's good. Very, very good. Into this dish, our coconut rice flavor of curry leaves is very important. One of the questions that I had over the weekend was, how do you store your curry leaves fresh? Well, you take a Ziploc bag, wash all your curry leaves, let them dry. I mean, once the moisture is gone, pop them into a Ziploc bag. It lasts at least for a good week and a half. Okay, depends on how much curry leaves you guys use. That's totally up to you. So in here, what we are going to do right now is add few curry leaves. Now when you add your curry leaves, make sure you have a splatter guard ready, because this will crack and it will splatter all around. So let's take our curry leaves and just make sure there's nothing in there, in case if you missed any. We're cleaning that up. It's already washed and ready to go. So we're going to put, it looks good and smells good. Absolutely, my dear, it does. That's what I meant. Okay, to avoid this, use a splatter gun. Okay. Very, very good. Hello, Curry TV. Hello, Literacy. How are you doing? Good to see you guys back. I appreciate it. Into this, we're going to add about 1 cup. So the ratio is 1 cup of rice to 1 cup of coconut. So how much of rice you're using, use that much of freshly grated coconut. Okay, and let's mix this baby up. Now I did turn off my stove because this wok is really, really hot, and I do not want this to turn brown on me. Alright, then the flavor changes, the color changes, the texture changes. We don't want that. Okay, very good. This is a very popular dish for kids to take to lunch or even for snack, especially back in India. This is one thing that mamas do in the morning to make a healthy meal for their kids. In this meantime, we're just going to split or cut our green chilies here. If you want to cut into small pieces, you could, or you could just split them into 2 halves. That's also fine. If you cut it too small, it becomes, you bite into it, and that's the spiciness coming through your rice. Okay. Now I see that my pan has cooled down, so very important to maintain the heat. Remember, you are in control of the flame, so change things around. If you're not comfortable going as fast as the fire is, slow it down. You can do it. Okay. Into this, we're going to season this with some salt. No, I did not add any salt while I was cooking my rice, so therefore this is the time I'm adding. This is about just according to your desire. How much salt and everything is totally up to you. Okay, it smells so good. Reminds me of back in the day. Okay, very good. Let's pop all our rice in. Yes, this coconut rice is all-time favorites for everybody. Doesn't matter adult or kids, everybody will love it. Okay, see the texture, the color change, everything is just popping up, so full of flavor, vibrant, and it's just amazing. Okay, on high flame, because we want that toast, that just a bit of rice. So that's what I'm doing. Don't forget to stir things around. So I hope you guys can see the top view of how this is looking. Check your seasoning at this time. You know, another thing that you can add to this is ginger. When you're sauteing those nuts and chana dal and urad dal, you could definitely grate in a teaspoon of ginger. That will change this dish. You could add chickpea to this. That is also really good. This is something that we can do in an instant. If you have leftover rice, turn this into a coconut rice and you will be amazed how full of flavor that it is. Okay, it is done. Now let's talk about rice. When you're cooking your rice, very important not to cook it completely, because then the texture changes, it breaks apart, and then it becomes mushy. It won't be separating like so. Do you see that? It's very important that we do not overcook our rice. So the ratio is, if you're cooking about 1 cup of rice, if you want to just absorb in using an Instapot or rice cooker, use 1.5 cups of water to cook your rice down, and turn it on high for like maybe 4 minutes, and then turn it into sim mode and let that sit and absorb all that moisture, and it's good to go. I like to drain out those extra starch. We are all looking for a healthy living, so therefore I do not keep on I do not like to the correct measurements of rice become fluffy, right? Both ways it happens. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is transfer this into a serving container and then serving platter, and then I'll show you the next step. Any questions so far? Thank you. Love your emojis and shares. Thank you so much. By the way, I do have all this on our Facebook, Amazon Live. Everything is tagged in. You guys are more than welcome to join us anytime. Every Mondays at 5 p.m. I come in front of you and we can have a virtual cooking fun. Okay, this time this is going to be a seafood. I try to change things around. I have done a snack before, which is our egg puffs with the masala tea. That was last week. There was chicken roast, like I mentioned, and how to make chapati. Very common. Thank you. And we have done a traditional Kerala beginner's level of cuisine. I mean, just a menu itself. Rice, how to cook your rice in an Instapot. That was a big hit. A lot of people messaged us and said that was all the tips that I mentioned in there is very helpful. So please, if you have never tried Kerala Mata rice, try that in an Instapot. It's a life-changing event. I mean, seriously, you don't have the hassle of, you know, if you're using an Indian cooker, it splatters all around, but in an Instapot it doesn't happen. You can have that vent to the knob to the ceiling mode where that all changes. The next thing what we did was I believe I have done a gobi Manchurian in an air fryer. That was also a very good thing that you guys all loved. Thank you for all those comments and feedbacks that you're giving. That's how I can also grow. So I really do appreciate it. I did have a question in my backlog. Where do I get my jewelry? So everything that you see here is also added into my store. So somebody was looking into jewelry and sari. So these are traditional saris, and I don't typically cook in sari. Okay. Why? I mean, if you want, you can, but now with that we are here, you don't have to. But as for Amazon live shows, I thought being different is fun. So therefore, I am who I am, wearing a sari. Okay? Yes. Okay. Let's add I just took a bowl. I'm adding all of this rice into our bowl, so it's easy to serve. This will be enough for about 2 people, 2 to 3 people. It depends on who is having it, okay? With the flavors, I don't know how many people you could share, but for your next gathering, try this out. You will be amazed at all the comments that you'll be getting, okay? Full of flavor, try this thing out. Hello, I'm getting your name. Miss Porter. I'm just gonna go. Thank. I think your sound is moving slower. Is there any sound issues here? Thank you. I will check into that. My crew is already on it. They're checking for the voice. Give me a thumbs up if everything is moving correct now. Yeah? Okay, let's move this to a safe zone. How are we doing on the voice? Good?
Yeah, we'll fix it.
We'll fix it. We'll get you guys going. In the meantime, is there any questions so far? I hope I got all the answers going. I'm going to use another a wok or a non-stick skillet here, and this is the splatter guard that I usually use on just for everything. Okay, so this black thing, don't mind it. After you start using yours, you'll also have the similar situation. Okay, so into this now what we're going to do is we need to fry. It's been about 10 minutes so far, so our lobster is ready to enter into the oil, and we're going to use that same oil to do the rest of the dish itself. Okay, so for that, first off, we need a nice big pan enough to absorb all those together. So I'm not cutting it up, so therefore I need a nice. Okay, it is okay. Thank you. I got a thumbs up here. Thank you so much. Remind me of how to pronounce your name again, please. I am so sorry. I am really bad with names here. Okay, it is smoking point here, so we're gonna again add our coconut oil. Like I mentioned, we're gonna fry our lobsters in this oil, and same oil we're gonna use to just get that curry going. Okay, so the flame is on very, very low. Okay, for this dish you need curry leaves. Curry leaves attracts that color, the flavor into the oil, which is going to be amazing. Okay, so again, just going to pop a few sprigs here of curry leaves. Have you guys tried any of our recipes? If you have, please let us know. If not, what is stopping you? Is there anything that I can do to help speed up this process? Okay, very, very low flame here. Into this next, woo! Okay, that is also very unusual, but we're all good, we're all safe. Okay, into this we're going to add ginger and garlic. Okay, to the same thing, we're going to add about 1 cup of onion, diced, whichever way you like. And this is going to coat our lobster. So let's use a So remember, I already used garlic paste in our lobster. So therefore, I got a few whole garlic in there to just for color. And now we're going to go in with our curry leaves. Okay. Make sure to have your splash guard on. Okay. Let's keep that aside. We're going to saute all this and make it well in the middle so that we can let that lobster cook. Now when you're cooking seafood, it doesn't take a long time to cook our seafood, so we don't overcook it. But this oil is going to be flavored with that ginger, garlic, and curry leaves and onion. How are we doing? Are you all from Portland? I am from Portland, Oregon. How is the weather in your guys' area? I heard California had an earthquake this morning. Is there any viewers from California? Spread some love. Show your hands. Yes. Okay, we're going to increase the flame just a bit. Okay. The onion is going to change color here very soon. So just that aroma from those roasted or that spicy ginger, garlic, and coconut oil along with that curry leaf is just so tempting, actually. Okay. So this is the point where there is still oil in our pan. I'm just going to make a well in the middle. Let this cook on the side, and we are going to enter our hero, which is lobster. Okay. When the lobster is going in, we do not want it on high flame. So just changing it down just a bit. Have your splatter guard ready, and let's get this baby in there. Okay. Very good. As soon as the lobster start cooking, it will change color. So that's the beauty of this lobster. I really enjoy this. Let's get the flame going a little bit more. Okay. So I'm just going to clean up just a bit. So that I can show you more of the tips and tricks. The rice is just amazing. Look at the color. I really enjoy that. I hope you guys will give it a try here pretty soon. Okay. Now we're just going to go in with that onion or shallots, whichever one you're using. Just cover that or the sides of the lobsters so that all those flavors are just getting in. Okay. Very good. So for Easter, we'll be fasting for 50 days or whatever, and those of you who do fast. And then on Easter Sunday, we actually will start the breakfast with appam and some sort of stew. It could be vegetable stew, beef stew, mutton stew, chicken stew, any of those varieties. That's a typical common tradition that we all follow as being Christians, you know. So for that, we had appam yesterday, and it was amazing. Okay, let's give this a flip. Okay, you see that color change? It's just gonna go in, and it's gonna curl up. It's okay. Let's give it a whip. Okay. Lowering the flame just a bit so that nothing burns up. And for lunch, it's usually rice with a ton of curries, okay? So if you're gathering with your family and friends, everybody will be bringing something of their choice. So we had, unfortunately, we didn't communicate amongst whomever we are all getting together. This was the last minute. We said, okay, I'll bring something, you'll bring something, whatever. And it turned out it was all chicken. What a coincidence, right? Now, there's a reason for that too. Because it's COVID, not every so often we go shopping. We actually limit ourselves going out so that we can reduce the length, the strength of COVID. So, to keep ourselves safe and the people around us safe, we try to stay in. But, as being from India, we don't want to lose those traditions, you know. So therefore, we did have a gathering in the park, right? And it turns out everything was chicken. There was chicken fried, there was chicken baked, there was chicken biryani, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. So, let me know how was your Easter? What did you guys do? There is a Vishu coming up. That's another tradition, the celebration that is coming up next week, a week and a half. And for that, I'd like to show you a dessert item. How many yeses for that? Give me a thumbs up if you are interested in seeing the payasam. I have two payasams that I've been playing with that I like to share with you guys. So let me know I got thumbs up coming. Yes. Okay. We are almost there, you guys. We're almost there. Oh, the smell. The aroma of that ginger garlic paste and that curry leaf is just amazing. Really good. That, if you don't like that garlic, you can most definitely take it out. That's why I left it whole. Okay, see the color change on that lobster? Oh, what a beauty. Okay. Into this, let that still just cook along. We are going to add paprika powder into our roast. Okay, again, if you guys like to see the measurements, I will have that pop up here pretty soon. And a few, I got about 4 dried chilies. This is for garnishing purposes, just crush them in there, or you know, and 4 green chilies. It is going to be fun. Okay, let's add in our tomato, which is going to bring out that sourness and creaminess. It's going to be the roast, right?
I'm going to show the ingredients.
Yes. How are we doing on, is the voice okay? Voice good? Okay. Okay. My flame is on very, very low, you guys. I am not going to overcook our lobster here. It is just coming out very well. Just like that. And you guys see that concentration of tamarind coming through the Cambodge, and it's just going to be that nice thick consistency. Now if you want to release more of that concentration, right, or concentrate, you could, here's another tip that you guys can use, add a little bit of salt in there. That will also increase the process. It's just like when you're sauteing your onions, if you add salt, and then that is going to change or saute our onions faster, right? So that's that. Slow cooking it is the method for any seafood that is very delicate. Very good. Into this, right, we're going to add some water here pretty soon along with that concentrated of kombucha. Now I want to talk to you about cumin, varieties of cumin. I actually got a question, I believe it was through Facebook. Hi, you camera person, can you please show a little bit more of me on this side? Me. Is the camera looking somewhere else, or are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, here is cumin, which we used in our rice. This is shajida. This is actually used in cakes, especially in the Indian traditional plum cakes. Those are the ones that we use. But they look very similar, but it's not. The flavor of shajida is totally different from cumin, so don't get those mixed up. See the color changes? They're just a tiny bit smaller. The shajida is a bit smaller than the cumin. So when you're using cumin, especially look for these type. And if I know many of you guys had that issue where you grabbed the wrong one and it did not turn out to be what you thought. I understand. So therefore, like I said, I did the homework for you. Please check out our carousel or the store and you can see that. And in the same family of cumin, right, there's fennel. Fennel is green in color. It depends on how, if you roast it, that color changes. So cumin and fennel are totally different. The fennel is more in the meat and seafood that is really good for. Okay, so for that, in our recipe, we're just going to take just a pinch, just not even a full teaspoon. Okay, we're just going to crush them and then add it into our final dish here. Now you could use a mortar and pestle, or you could use your prawns to release that. It's just going to be releasing it. So just crush it. There are some pokiness in there. Okay, so be careful if you're not comfortable with that. Like I said, just a bit. Okay. Let's do it. Very good. Look at that thickness coming through, you guys. It's amazing. It smells so good. Oh, only if you had that smell notification on, you would be knowing this, right? So let's pour in our Cambodge water. Not the Cambodge itself, just the concentrate, okay? So the bottom has all those thick consistency there, okay? We're going to leave the salt back in there. We don't need extra. We already seasoned it just a bit. Now we're going to get the flame on medium high. So that Cambodge water is going to bubble up and it's going to get into our lobster tail. Okay? It's going to be amazing. You just have to trust me in this one. If you have never tried it, please do try it. You could definitely go in with some mustard in the beginning if you wish to. I already have mustard in my rice, so I opted out not to do it. That's the beauty of cooking. You can definitely change things around. Okay? If you don't feel like it, don't do it. What's the problem? No problem, right? So let's give this a good stir. Oh, very good, very good. Okay. See the color change on our lobster? It's just amazing, you guys. I mean, seriously, who could say no to this? If you buy all the ingredients and make it in your own place, in your house, the flavor, the texture, the quantity, you can control. So if you like to share this with among 4 people or 6 people, that's really up to you. Whereas if you go to a restaurant, I don't think that's the same situation, right? So I got everything that I have here. I'm just going to add a little bit more water just in case. I just got it ready just so in case if our lobster need it. And that masala is actually letting me know I am ready. Okay, when you start sneezing or that's when you know that the masala is all good. Okay, now we're going to flame it on high and bubble away. I can take some questions in case if there's any questions so far. A question that I had in the past was how to season your cast iron or your earthen pots. There is a few, I believe I already have a video on my channel. Check out Curry TV. Or here's one thing. When you use coconut shredder, right? After you extract the milk out of it, use that whatever is left over of that coconut shredded, put that into a earthen pot, pour some more water to the rim and let that boil. What that does is the oil from the coconut is going to release down and bring out all the moisture from that earthen pot and then just season it. Do that a couple of times. Say if you don't have coconut, what can you do, right? Remember we talked about the rice earlier? The starch after you cook the rice, use that to boil, pour all of that into your earthen pot. Bring it to the boil and let that sit there for like about, you'll see all the impurities coming out in case if they seasoned it so that nothing gets in there. So those will all come out. What else can you do? There was another thing, use tea powder along with our grated coconut. That will also help season your earthen pot. Now cast iron, that is totally a different thing. I'm sure there is a lot of options out there in the market for how to season your cast iron. So you could use either one of those, or you could use after you wash it, there's a method of using the oven, seasoning with oil, putting it back in there. That's also a great way to season your cast iron. Excuse me. Remember I told you the spiciness will let you know I am ready, I am ready. That's what just happening. Okay? Check for seasoning. It's going to be amazing. It's going to come up really good and thick. It's going to be a great combination to go with your rice. Any choice of rice. Like I said, you could use jeera rice. Excuse me. Jeera rice is actually commonly used for ghee rice, or even to make a certain biryanis in Malabar district, which is another city in Kerala. That's the specialty rice that they use for biryanis. There is the basmati rice, where many varieties there. There's brown rice, there's the white one. So many brands are also available. And then there is, what else is there? The punni rice. Those are all good combination to make this coconut rice. Okay. Just seasoning with some black pepper. Did you know you could loosen up the top and you will get very you can adjust the course of powder level that you want. So try that. I have all of these listed in our store, so please do check it out and let me know if any of them turn out for you. If you try, I know there's a lot of questions coming my way about where can I find this, where can I find many questions about that. All the questions I took it into consideration and I did my homework for you guys. There is also the seeds that we usually plant for Mother's Day that we actually start on right now indoors. We start the seedlings, and so that is also listed there. All the veggies, all the seeds that we use for this winter or for summer, all the varieties of flowers that we like, the things that we do with our kids, that's all listed in there. If I forgot any, please let me know. I will try to add that into our store so that others may benefit it too. Sharing is caring, and I strongly believe in that. So please let me know how I can be more of a help for you guys. I know many of you guys are trying these recipes out. It is a great thing to try something new. Like I said, if you don't like it so spicy, reduce the quantity. I mean, absolutely, you can change the quantity around to your desire. Okay, what I'm doing right now is just pouring in that gravy into our lobster, so that the moisture from that is just going to absorb into our lobster tail. Now these are easily available at any stores. We got these from Costco. There are a few Asian stores will have the live one. If you're ready to tackle that, definitely try that for the live cooking fun and adventures and stuff. What else can you make with these kind of lobsters? We usually do a fry as well. I did not do a deep fry because I don't feel that as a right approach for this season right now. They're just starting to come up. When it's more common, these were expensive. I mean, really. Okay. There is many options we can do. Look at that. Now tell me that is not worth your buck, okay? Wow. It's just amazing, you guys. Smells amazing. The aroma from all that spices is just so beautiful. Okay? Really. I already have a platter ready to go, and we're just going to be placing our lobsters right on top of that, and just ever so lightly just coat that in that thick gravy. Okay, that's it. That's what it is. Huh? How are y'all seeing? Everything good?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Okay. Very good. I do have all the live sessions that I have done in the past also linked. So in case if you have missed any of them and you want to check it out, please do feel free to do so. Now these live sessions, you guys, are the best way to learn from others, because everything that you see on live is really live. There's no tricks or anything that I can hide from you. So all the things that happen and how I overcome it or how I deal with it, so it's a new thing for you guys to experience, so that you won't have to do that, right? One person is already going through that trauma or that hassle, so learn from that. Okay? Cooking is always fun, not a dangerous job. I mean, it's amazing to play with all the flavors that are out there, and you'll be amazed. I mean, eating healthy is the best thing. If you pay for your food now, like if you take care of your body now, you won't have to pay for medicines in the future. So therefore, eat healthy. A few topics you guys wanted me to cover is that is just simmering away, you guys. It's just going to be coming in together. Is I have 4 kids. How do you maintain this work-life balance thing with 4 kids? Well, it's easy because we prep it in advance. So as being a mom and in working, it becomes challenging, right? So few things that I do are forecasted for the future, meaning, do I have something ready to go in the morning? You could make an idli batter, you could make an appam batter the previous night and let that ferment. It will be ready for you, and when you're waking up, you can make the idlis and chutneys and whatnot. For curries, what do? Use the Instapot to make the rice, and you're out of the kitchen in like 1 hour. Your breakfast, your lunch is done, and then when you are ready for your evening, is actually you do the prep work for the tomorrow and your dinner. So for dinner, we usually go with chapati. It's more of us getting to talk to each other, mingle around. We come in as a family. Not everybody's situation might be working like that, but we actually do make chapati together. The kids, my girls, they love making chapatis. So when you cook like these, your kids, or your friends, whomever you're living with, they'll also be influenced by that, and they'll also encourage you to eat healthy, stay healthy, that kind of stuff. Because if you make everything at home, you're prone to like those dishes. So something that we usually do in this household. So just look at this rich color. That rich red color is from the Kashmiri red chili powder that I use. I use the paprika just to marinate our lobster. So I used it once, but the rest was the Kashmiri red chili powder. The Kashmiri red chili powder is the big fat one without the spiciness. Okay, so I make my red chili powders at home. We buy the chilies in big bulk, roast it at home, make the powder, store it in airtight containers, and store it away. That way it stays fresh and it's easy to manage what all the chemicals that goes in. So once we get the red chilies, I usually wash it. Even though they are dried, I wash it at home, and then I use a dehydrator to just roast it so that it dries up faster, and then take it into a wok, dry roast it again, and then make your powder. Okay, use a powerful blender and you can get it into fine powder, or you can use a coffee grinder, either way. Okay, our dish is almost ready. You guys, I do this every Mondays, okay? So in case you are not a seafood fan and you did not like this recipe, don't let that stop you. Please do come back and check us out. I will have more recipes coming out. Like I said, next one most probably will be a dessert, because the whole holiday is coming along, and I want to share that tradition with you guys so that you guys may be influenced by that dessert. It's very easy to make. You can make that in an Instapot. You can make that in your stove. There's many options out there. You could use this vegan style or dairy style, whichever one you like, your taste buds desire. Yeah. Okay, our dish is complete. So all the moisture that we poured into that has evaporated. It's just ready to dig in. It's really easy, and if you're sharing with your friends, cut it for them so it's easy for them. So once you take it out of the plate, cut it in half or in the cube sizes and serve them. If you are just individuals having it then you know what, the choices are yours. How much or how little you want to have it is totally up to you. Okay? Yes. Absolutely fun. Really. Okay, let's plate this so I hope you guys understood the differences between cumin, fennel, and shah jeera. That was a question that I got. Shah jeera, cumin, and fennel. Fennel is the green one. The cumin is somewhat medium size, and shah jeera is very, very small. If you like, I can just show you in my hands. I know it's kind of hard to see. So this is the fennel, you guys. Can you see? There we go. Thank you. My camera guy. That is my husband. Thank you so much, Pramod. So this is fennel used for meat, any meat product. When you're making your garam masala, very key important to have your fennel in there. And I just turned off the stove, you guys. I got that going. Dry roast this, and the flavor enhances the dish to the next level. So don't forget or don't hesitate to play with your fennel. That's that. This is cumin, you guys. It's very commonly used in rasam. Is a vegetable soup, tomato soup that we make for lunch. It's very easy. That is actually coming your way, you guys. So this is cumin. You could make lots of dishes with this. I mean, seriously, lots of curries use cumin in there, and it's good for your body to from feeling that bloatiness and stuff. This has that magic power. So it's good to have it on. In Indian restaurants, they actually fry these and color them and have this as a thing to, as you're paying the cashier, this will be there along with some fennel too. Get those, it's like mouth freshener. Okay, cumin. Now let's talk about shah jeera. Shah jeera is very commonly used in bakery items, especially cakes. So flavor and smell is totally different. So I hope you guys can see that. It smells so good, really does. There's so many varieties of whole spices out there that I don't know how much of it is being used, you know. So definitely try that out. I think I got everything done. Now the tip about curry leaf, I hope you guys like that, because that is a big thing. When you buy or when you have a curry leaf plant at home and you're pruning it, getting ready for the winter, just take everything, wash it, store it in a Ziploc bag, pop it in your fridge, and it will stay good for a long time. If you would like to use the same method and keep it in the freezer, that is also, it will last you longer time. Next thing what we usually do, this is a tip for all the great cooks out there. Say if you don't have enough time to garnish your stuff, you have a lot of curry leaves, right? Fry them, store it in an airtight container, and when you're garnishing your dish, just crumble this on top or even just as is. That is also very, very pleasing. So curry leaf, we are from Kerala, so we actually use curry leaf in almost every dish. Almost every dish. There's just few dishes that we don't use curry leaf, and that is somewhat like, you know, desserts and stuff. But curry leaf is a must for Kerala cuisine. And the spice box, so many questions coming my way about spice box. This is actually linked in our store. Please use that carousel to check it out, or you could go to amazon.com/shop/currytv. That's my timer letting me know I am at my 1 hour mark. I am going to plate it now. that you guys are all here so that you guys can see how I'm going to be serving this. Let's clean this up a bit. In the meantime, please leave your comments in the chat box so that I can relate to you guys, talk to you guys. Another thing that I used in my rice was cashews. We buy the unsalted, unroasted cashews because we could use it for many purposes, especially for desserts, biryanis, rices. These are very must just to garnish or to give that crunch. Very good to have. So please do try those. There is I have made, when I ran out of cashews, I have used hazelnuts in our coconut rice. That is a great combination. I just did not have the fresh ones ready to go, so that's why I just left that out. But if you are from Oregon, did you know Oregon makes a lot of the hazelnuts? It's really good for you. It helps you with your cholesterol. It's very healthy, very easy to add in your diet, such as, you know, you could fill this in those dates and make them crunchy. So there's options out there, you guys. You guys have to try. Come back and check it out. I'll have all these recipes coming your way pretty soon. Okay, so how are we doing on time? Are we good?
Yeah, we are good.
We're good. So are they all able to see, or is it
Yeah, that's okay.
It's okay. So what I'm going to do here next, you guys, I tried to make a roast, but you know what? It is what it is. Here's my platter. Let's take our lobster tail. Okay. See that? Woo! That's the other thing. See? This is the live show. Everything is as is. Okay, let that baby sit down. It's so juicy, you guys. Look at this. See that? The juice is just running out. Beautiful. Okay. The color combination is absolutely fun. Oh, smells good. Can't wait. If it is spicy, you guys, you can use yogurt salad. Okay, yogurt salad with this is also a great combination. Let that baby sit down. Okay, and then have your gravy, your thick gravy, right? Take that. You can either top it off at the very top, or I like to keep it on the side, just so that in case if whomever wants it can take it, and if you don't want it, you can just leave that out. Okay, that the cutting that we had there, it already has all those nice thick gravy in there, and so as soon as you cut open, it's going to be good. Okay, now tell me that is not. Wow. So today we made coconut rice along with lobster tail, spicy roasted lobster tail. This is so mouth-watering. You guys should see. Look at the juice that is just coming out. It's so moist. It's full of flavor. I just plated this on a banana leaf, but you don't have to. So just try all of this out. My camera crew is asking me to turn things around so you guys can see up and close all the moisture that it is coming. You could use a paper towel to clean all the sides as you do for a fancy restaurant. You know what? It's all of us who's going to be having this tonight. So stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you next week, Monday at 5 p.m. If there's any questions, don't feel to use the chat box. You could also reach us at cooking at curry.tv. So please leave your comments there. Send me an email. Again, the email address is cooking@curry.tv. I'll see you guys next time on Monday, 5 p.m. We'll be making a dessert. Thank you guys. Bye.